Italy, a country renowned for its history, art, culture, and natural beauty. Millions of tourists flock here every year, from the stunning Amalfi Coast to the historic ruins of Rome. But one crime committed decades ago left an indelible mark on how the world views travel in Italy. It not only shook the nation to its core but also led to sweeping changes in how tourists experience the country today. This is the story of how one crime changed travel in Italy forever. In 1973, a crime unfolded that would change Italy's relationship with tourism and international safety. The victim? John Paul Getty III, the 16-year-old grandson of oil magnate J. Paul Getty, once one of the richest men in the world. On July 10th, John Paul was abducted in Rome, Italy. The kidnappers, a group of organized criminals, believed that the wealth of the Getty family would guarantee them a large ransom. However, they had underestimated one thing: J. Paul Getty's unwillingness to pay the ransom. His refusal to part with the money would set off a chain of events that would shock the world. At the time, Italy was a hub for international travelers, drawn to its romantic ruins, art, and culture. However, the kidnapping was a wake-up call. Tourists began questioning the safety of traveling to Italy, especially after the sensational media coverage. The news that one of the world's richest families couldn't even guarantee the safety of their own children in Rome sent shockwaves through the global travel industry. The kidnappers demanded $17 million in ransom, but Getty's grandfather stubbornly refused to pay, offering only $2.2 million, a fraction of the demand. The criminals, growing desperate, eventually cut off John Paul Getty III's ear and sent it to his family to prove they were serious. It wasn't until the kidnappers threatened to kill John Paul that Getty reluctantly agreed to pay, though at a reduced amount. Ultimately, Getty was released after several months of captivity. While John Paul Getty III was physically released, his emotional scars remained. For the rest of his life, he struggled with the trauma of the kidnapping, which was compounded by the media's treatment of the ordeal. But the most lasting impact was felt by the tourism industry. After the kidnapping, travel to Italy, and indeed Europe, began to shift. Although Italy's tourism industry was booming in the 70s, the event changed how travelers viewed their safety. The media spotlight on Italy's criminal underworld and the vulnerability of even the wealthiest tourists created a ripple effect in the travel industry worldwide. Authorities scrambled to improve security, particularly in major tourist hubs like Rome, Florence, and Venice. Italy's government was forced to take drastic action to restore its reputation and reassure the world's tourists that such a thing could never happen again. In response to the growing concern, Italy introduced sweeping reforms in public safety and law enforcement. High-profile tourist locations began installing more visible security systems. International police collaboration was enhanced, with a specific focus on organized crime, kidnappings, and the safety of foreign nationals. Tourists were given travel advisories, and more stringent measures were put in place at airports, hotels, and popular attractions. In addition, private security became a booming industry in Italy, with tour companies offering VIP services to high-net-worth individuals who wanted an extra layer of protection. The effects of the Getty kidnapping were felt long after the incident. While Italy's reputation was shaken, it ultimately led to positive changes. The country became a pioneer in enhancing tourist security and laying the groundwork for future safety measures in popular travel destinations worldwide. But the biggest change? A heightened awareness of the risks that even the richest and most powerful tourists face while traveling abroad. The incident also spurred a movement toward tourist insurance and better personal security for travelers in high-risk areas. It's no surprise that these efforts have become commonplace in the modern tourism landscape. Today, Italy remains one of the world's top travel destinations. The shadow of the Getty kidnapping still looms, but the lessons learned have made Italy a safer place for millions of visitors who now travel to see the beauty, history, and culture of the country with peace of mind. One crime, one incident, yet its ripple effects shape not just travel to Italy but the very way we think about safety when we travel. As you plan your next adventure, remember that while we may think we're traveling to the places of our dreams, sometimes those dreams are built on the lessons learned from the darkest moments of the past. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on this pivotal moment in travel history in the comments below. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.